Wow, that was unexpected. Just give me 1 second. Let me just get back on. Grumpy, you jumped out of nowhere and spooked my internet. Yes, ideally I'll skip Hellfire for launch. But it depends. The main thing for me is it's just going to give me some additional options. Okay. Let's get back in here. Go. Get back in here. That was a brutal drop. Alright. Give me 1 sec, guys, and get my faculties back in place. Alright, everything looks like it's working again. Sorry about that. Everything's been a little bit wild and woolly here of late. Alright, let's put the timer back on. Gary, I don't know if you're still here and with us, but I will answer your question when I can see you back in the chat, mate. Yay, thanks for the sub, man. I was just kidding about you frightening my internet, mate. Thank you so much for the sub. That's just lovely of you. You literally sprang out the bushes and spooked my internet, man. Last. To answer your question, if you didn't hear me say it before, my internet decided to shit itself. Well, you're not wrong, hey. Oh my god. I'm grateful that I've got some sort of way to get it to work, but oh my god. It's so stressful. Grab this dude. This is the last dude I need in here. So the plan is to get as close to being able to skip wow, what's going on? Hey, Fraser, how you doing? Ah, Lucky, thank you for the follow. You guys are lovely this evening. What's going on? I don't even have my camera on today. Is this some sort of subtle sign that, you know, I've got a face for radio? How you doing, man? It's so good to see you. You're here for a good time and for a long time as well, I hope. Fraser and I have known each other for a very long time. Why he still talks to me, I don't know, but I guess there's no accounting for people's taste. But it's lovely to have you in here. We're just working on Burning Crusade beta at the moment, practicing leveling routing for 60 to 70. I'll be chasing a world solo run to 70 at Burning Crusade launch, Burning Crusade Classic, that is. And just working to put together a guide for people wanting to have some direction in the game as well, Alliance side. So far, so good. We've managed to shave 3 hours off my prior practice run on the beta. It's amazing what a little bit of equipment does for you. But we're just doing 62 and we're just nipping in here to go train Steady Shot on my hunter. Is a very important Burning Crusade skill to have. Oh, Lucky, well, you're going to love the next thing I've got to say then. For the launch, I will be running Alliance. Yes, this is a copy of my original character from when I ran the 1 to 60 at Classic launch. And this is the same character I'll be using to run 60 to 70 at Burning Crusade launch. But after that, I will be rolling Horde. There's a group of my friends on the North American server Earth Fury that are Horde side that I've been promising to play Classic with since Classic came out. Yeah, good on you, Fraser. So I have promised that I will come and play with them on Burning Crusade. You're still not going to hear me say certain things though. I can tell you that right now. No, I'm not saying it. It's not happening, Lockie. Sorry. I love my friends and I love playing with my friends more than I love the faction that I play. But there's some lines that just don't need to be crossed. Some lines are just, you know, it's just not necessary. Don't give me that. Don't give me that face. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. It's a minor setback, okay? I may have slightly forgotten the 30 second cooldown on equipping the cloak. I thought, yeah, never mind what I thought. God damn it. Never mind. Seem to be making a habit out of this today. Brawl is still the warlord of our hearts. Well, look, I agree with that. He's a bit of a good guy, isn't he? He's a little bit of a good guy. Got plenty of time for his lore. But yeah, just going back to the story. I did promise I was going to play with them. I didn't in Classic, much to my shame. So yeah, rolling Horde on Earth Fury. I'm going to be doing the whole shebang. We're playing with Beastmaster Hunter on Burning Crusade. We're going to be rolling a Holy Pally Horde side. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But it's really more, you know, the people that I'm playing with that's making me a happy camper. Need a couple more Maya Hydras. Oh yeah, I should get my pet out. What, Fraser? What have you been up to? I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Like, how are you guys doing? How's your evening been? How's your week been? If you're Aussies and you're over my side of the woods on the west coast, hopefully you managed to avoid the worst of that stupid cyclone that came through. Nah, I didn't guess at all. I didn't even ask. How rude is that? Don't know why I'm doing something as daft as trying to melee weave in water. It makes no sense whatsoever. So what? I don't know. You got to tell me. Don't know how, I'm missing unidentified plant parts because I've not been looting. Shame on me. Quest log is full. Well, shit. I need that last unidentified plant parts. Hang on, let me get that done. All those carefully laid plans just like falling in the toilet right now because I made some changes without even thinking about my quest log By the way, this quest log should not even be an issue at the moment. There should be 25 quests available in BC, and it's still only 20, which I think is really rude. You're dating a lovely young lady in a long distance relationship. Going on a trip next year around Cambodia. Aww, that's so awesome. How lucky is she? Congrats, man. That's fantastic. That's nice. I want photos. Then I'm going to require photos. You understand this, correct? Turn this question so I can get it out of the way. There we go. Now I've got space. Good times. She's adorable. Of course she's adorable. I mean, it's not like you're biased or anything. That's adorable. That is adorable. I say after saying, oh, you know, I'm really pleased for you, man. I hope that all works out really good. Let me just click this dildo. And then go for my invisible carpet ride again. Here we go. Enjoy. They still haven't fixed this. Oh, sorry, Lockie. I didn't see that. Good night. Hope you feel better soon. Ray, if they could only fix the beta. This has been an issue for 3 weeks now and they still haven't fixed it. I'm supposed to be flying around like a raven and instead I'm doing this. Madness. Oh, I'm really pleased for you, man. That's pretty fantastic. Whee. Invisible bike. Thank you for the raid, by the way, Fraser. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm really glad to hear such good news. That's amazing. I'm good, Ray. I'm feeling much better. I was feeling very well at the end of last week, but I'm good now. And I had a good sleep. So looking forward to pounding out a bit more of this. How are you, more importantly? And Fraser, yeah. Oh my god. I can't believe we're thinking about like pre-launch, you know, in maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for pre-launch, and we've still got this going on. There's still a lot of other stuff that's busted, but you know, this doesn't help. Yeah, see, see that like crawls for a second? That's what I'm supposed to be the whole time. Alright, so I've got to go to Deadmire. Let's have a look at our rep here. The Cenarian. Not quite there yet. I want the arrows. These ones here, 26 DPS versus 22. Let me just open this package. Plants. Get rid of them. And oh, just bear with me for a sec, guys. Yes, I know it's a timed run, blah blah blah, but trying to keep the bags a little bit under control. Yeah, you're always good, Ray. Excellent. I'm really glad to hear that, especially in these times. Have you decided what you're doing for launch? By the way, Ray, I don't know if I asked you, but I'd be keen to hear about what your plans are. Fraser was like, it's not like they have the old source code or anything. Yeah, I know, right? All their experience with recycling content, they have more on it. Oh, the shade. The shade. There's a little bit of acid in you, young man. Buff me. Oh yeah. Give me that weird buff. Yeah. They lost you when they did the whole time travel loop thing. Look, you know, I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm a lot more blasé about it these days than I used to be. I think honestly, just because, I mean, realistically speaking, I mean, what are you going to do? These guys have got a studio, they need to produce stuff. It's not always going to be a winner, right? But they got to do something. And like a lot of the time they're inventing stuff out of nothing, and it's not always going to be a winner. So like, I agree with you in one aspect, definitely. You know, they've been doing this a long time. They've got a lot of stuff they can borrow from. You know, and there's obviously clangers they do when, you know, they get a bit lazy. But at the same time, it's like, you know, they've got, you know, I think they've got some leeway to like get things wrong every now and then, considering just the sheer amount of stuff they put out, you know. Is that you're a permanently retired WoW player, so you don't have to change your opinion? Is that Ray? You're going back to Blood Elf Pally? Yay! First on Blood Sale, then oh well. Are you're gonna come and hang out with us? Because that would be awesome. All right, I'm gonna do a thing here. I'm just gonna log out of here temporarily and pause this because there's a video I've been wanting to watch. And it's actually relevant to our discussion right now, and I've been saving it to watch it with you guys. So let me just log this out and pause this run. It's only about 20 minutes. And let's just pause the music here as well. And let me just crack this open. And let's put this on. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Yeah, so just 20 minutes, and then you can traipse off to bed, safe and sound. See what I might do. Let me just yeah, that's better. Just make sure I've got no background noise from WoW. Let me just max screen this. Very good. Like it's gonna make sure that it's gonna work. Yep. Green, and yeah, that would be really nice. Send me a DM when you've got some time, Fraser, so we can catch up. So this should work. Can you guys see that? I'm assuming you can. I haven't started it yet. I just want to make sure that you guys can actually see it. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it. Beautiful. All right, let me just put the start on this, and we'll adjust the volume as well. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet.
It's in 5 years.
Oh, hang on. Let me just give you some context, because all you can see is this dude. So this is Nano. He's one of the guys that built Nestarius, the very famous vanilla private server that actually went on to collect a huge amount of information to give to Blizzard after Blizzard gave them a cease and desist. Nestarius was the biggest vanilla private server in its day, and regardless of whether or not you're a fan of the whole private server philosophy for World of Warcraft, I think it's fairly safe to say that the vast majority of people would agree that the crew that actually designed and ran Nostalrius as a server were incredibly dedicated and huge enthusiasts of WoW Vanilla. These guys were the ones that had a very strong part to play in putting some numbers together from the server and giving them to Blizzard to show them how many people wanted to play WoW in its vanilla state back in the day. And Nano recently released a short video, which we're going to watch now, about their side of it. It's been 5 years, and he decided it was time to have a chat about what happened between the Nostalrius crew and Blizzard. So let's put it on, and like I said, just let me know if it's too quiet.
It's been 5 years since Nostalrius shut down its vanilla WoW private server, and I think it's finally about time to talk about the reasons why. What happened behind the scenes? Why did Nostalrius shut down? How did the Blizzard meeting go? And how this all eventually led to Classic. So let's go. So for those that don't know me, I'm Nano. I was part of the Nostalrius core team, one of the 5 people who helped to lead the Nostalrius project. And if you're not familiar with what Nostalrius is, well, I'm going to let somebody you're probably a little bit more familiar with explain it for me.
Today we're going to be talking about Nostalrius. Now, if you guys don't know what Nostalrius is, it's a vanilla WoW private server, which means that it's not hosted by Blizzard, it's not owned by Blizzard, and it's also not condoned by Blizzard.
So now you're probably wondering what made Nostalrius different than the hundreds, potentially, of the other private servers that have existed. Well, the number one thing, and the biggest thing that comes in the world of MMOs in general is, do you have players? And Nostalrius certainly did. At the 1 year mark of our server, we had over 130,000 active accounts. That means accounts that have logged in once during that month prior, and capped at 13,100 concurrent players on the server, on a single server at a single time. We had over 2 million characters created in total over the course of that 1 year mark in the Nostalrius Legacy. And for those who are really interested about what level of our GM work went into running a server of this size, take a look at these numbers. An absolutely staggering amount of people.
I'm just going to pause it for a sec. Have a look at those numbers, guys. Like when he says that there's like 130,000 players on Nostalrius, I believe him because I was one of those players, and it was an incredibly popular and busy server. But this is one of the bugbears that I have about private servers versus Blizzard. Look at the numbers of bans for people playing up on the server, the number of bots that they got rid of, and the number of gold sellers they got rid of. Like, these are the numbers that Nostalrius has, you know, in terms of how well they police the private server. And you compare that to the experience on Classic at the moment in terms of the bots, the gold farming, and some of the behavior, and tell me which one you reckon was more effective.
Decide they want to spend their time on Nostalrius. And so why would they do this? What was it about Nostalrius that brought people back to playing this game, going out of their way and playing a quote-unquote illegal version of World of Warcraft? Well, many at that time had felt that the retail version had stepped away from the core values of what made an MMO, and they wanted to try again to capture the magic that existed in vanilla WoW, and they sought it out with Nostalrius. So then why did it shut down? Well, as our friend Asmund mentioned, private servers aren't exactly legal. We didn't have a right to run a server using Blizzard's copyrighted material of World of Warcraft. Technically, it's even against the terms of service, so they could have banned us from our retail accounts had they chosen to. They did. But why did we shut down? There's plenty of private servers that keep on running. They get cease and desist orders from Blizzard and Blizzard's lawyers all the time. So what made Nostalrius different than the other dozens of private servers that ignored Blizzard? Well, we had a mission in mind. We created Nostalrius because we wanted players to have a place, a home that they could live and experience Classic all over again. And we saw an opportunity with our massive player base to put into movement a mission to have Blizzard officially make their own version of WoW Vanilla. Now, we weren't the first people to come up with this idea of legacy servers, Blizzard-run legacy servers. It had been a question at many BlizzCons. In fact, the most famous quote about the legacy server movement happened at a BlizzCon. I'm sure you remember this.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either.
Fuck you, man.
do,
Fuck you.
But you don't.
You think you do, but you don't. Words uttered at the 2013 BlizzCon, a full 3 years prior to Nostalrius' shutdown, that proved those words false. Now, why am I bringing up you think you do, but you don't? It's been a well-beaten horse for a long time that Jay Allen was wrong about this. Well, it just proves a little bit about how we were feeling as a community, that Blizzard wasn't hearing us. And here we have Nostalrius with its millions of characters that don't officially, fully have a home to play on. And it was time for Blizzard to step up. So we created a petition on change.org that ended up having 279,000 people sign as a letter to Mike Morhaime and Blizzard Entertainment, asking them to again revisit the idea of legacy servers and start investing the resources that we knew Blizzard had into creating these original versions of the best MMO that's ever existed.
I think he's just being a smartass, to be honest.
They stepped up. They invited the Nostalrius team to go to their Blizzard headquarters, to their corporate executive boardroom, and to give a presentation on our server and why legacy servers deserve more attention from them. And so we did. A few months later, in June of 2016, the Nostalrius team headed over to Blizzard headquarters and...
Oh, they're so cute. Look at them.
I mean,
Bless
let's be
their
real,
cotton socks.
Dudes in 2016 weren't jamming to Katy Perry all the time, right? It's just, yeah, I mean, everybody did. Anyway, we met with the most important people we could have possibly met with to discuss legacy servers with. We talked with Mike Morhaime, J. Allen Brack, Tom Chilton, at the time game director for WoW, Ian Hazakostas, at the time associate game director for WoW, now current game director for WoW, as well as the technical director, the global PR manager, and numerous other people at Blizzard Entertainment that had a vested interest in seeing what we had to say about legacy servers. So we had our meeting, and everything would be great, right? Blizzard's just gonna make classic servers and done, right? Well, not really. After that meeting, it was dead silence from Blizzard for quite a long time. In fact, J. Allen Brack even wrote a letter prior to BlizzCon 2016 saying Blizzard was not going to talk about legacy servers at all at BlizzCon. And it left us feeling really defeated. We had invested our heart and soul in this meeting. And we had gotten really good feedback while we were there, but after we left, we heard nothing from Blizzard for months, even after a continued reach out. And so what were we supposed to do at that point? Were we just supposed to let the legacy...
Let me just pause this for a second. When he was talking about that meeting, before this meeting came out, you may not have seen it, but the crew at Nostalrius put out a tremendous amount of data about the players, about the faction mix, you know, people where they were playing from. They did, and I can't emphasize enough the amount of work these guys put into producing a real professional grade of quality data that they could go and present to Blizzard. This wasn't a case of these guys sitting down and going, wow, we're in the boardroom, you know, you should, take some photos while we're here. Like, they went with a mission and they went prepared with a lot of stuff. And, from a business point of view, the stuff that they brought had like business value. And I think that's one of the reasons everyone had their hopes up, because that was the only time that we'd ever seen that level of, data and focus come from the private server community. And I think that's why it was so heartbreaking when there was just this radio silence after the actual meeting
See,
for the
server
community.
die? Is the dream dead? Well, we took things into our own hands, and that's when the Elysium project happened. So we
Yay,
released the
Elysium.
server code for the entire Nostalrius project to the Elysium team, including the player databases for both of our servers. And, you know, I'm not going to go into the details of the Elysium project, Light Hope, the whole private server history. I'm not going to go into that. That's a story for somebody else to tell at another time. But what I will talk about for the first time ever publicly is about the legal heat that the Nostalrius team faced from Blizzard for partnering with the Elysium project and releasing our code into the wild. I personally had a private investigator hired to track me down by a legal firm that represents Blizzard. He called numerous people in my life, including my employer, my owner of my company, to confirm information about me so he could serve me papers at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night, slamming and knocking on the door, freaking the crap out of my wife, and waking up my baby daughter in the next room.
Holy shit.
The amount of pressure that Blizzard put on the Nostalrius team was immense. They tried to have us roll everything back, try to steal everything back from the Elysium project if possible. They did not want Pandora's box to be opened. They felt the Elysium project, having the Nostalrius core and the number of players that were invested in that, was opening Pandora's box. Now, what we didn't know behind the scenes is that Blizzard actually was starting to work on Classic at this point, and they were protecting their IP in a significant way because they were planning to have Classic be a legit game service that they were going to provide, so they want to protect it more so than ever. But what we felt was big bad Blizzard coming down, bearing down on our necks, ready to chomp us because we were getting in the way, and we were causing problems. And so the whole story of the Elysium project, being the heir apparent from Nostalrius, and Nostalrius taking away the seal of approval, and that whole mess that caused a lot of drama, a lot of hatred towards me, towards the Nostalrius project in general. This is a little bit more context for you. Now, you might say it's just a threat. Cease and desist orders happen all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go in legal jeopardy. That's something for you to decide when that happens to you. But when it happened to me, I look at my wife, I look at my daughter, I look at my job, and I look at my resources, which weren't that many, it wasn't worth it for me. And so we pulled away from the Elysium project in a big way. And we tried to salvage what we could. We played nice with Blizzard, and the rest is history. So after that was basically the end of the Nostalrius project. The five of us each kind of went our separate ways. Damon and Viper disappeared into oblivion, essentially. Tyrael and Ithlian, I think, still play together today, which is great, and I went on my own.
Can you imagine someone from Blizzard banging on your door at 10 p.m. get you to stop doing something because they didn't like it? Like, the thing that blows my mind is that, you know, Blizzard knew what these guys were. They could have just picked up the phone and called them, right? And said, hey, you know, we're doing this, or have you know, any sort of trust in them to let them know, hey, we're doing something in the background, but this isn't helping. But instead of doing that, they just went straight to hiring a private investigator to hound this guy. I can't imagine how stressed I would be if something like that happened to me. And I don't understand how Nano's sitting there so calmly talking about this now, because I would be losing my shit. I would be so upset. I actually feel upset for him, because you can see he's like trying to, like, to some degree, like, justify what Blizzard did. And like, this is just, it's horrible. It really is. It's yeah, exactly, Ray. Like, you know, someone banging on the door at that time of night. I mean, that's insane. Like, to serve papers. I mean, I understand for PIs, like, that's their job, is to like hunt you down and serve you papers. Like, I get that. But holy crap, you know, they could have handled that a lot better. Like, this is just, I think the thing that upsets me mostly about this is the fact that these guys are so passionate about the game. They poured their heart and soul into making this server. They put the data together. They petitioned Blizzard. They went and spoke with them, you know, at their own risk. And like, that's how they got handled on the other end. It's just fucking disappointing. Like, if Blizzard had actually opened up some channels of communication after that meeting, like, this wouldn't have happened. And instead they just decided to just pretend that it was going to go away. And then when something happened they didn't like, they just come down like a ton of bricks. But we see it happen all the time, unfortunately. Not just with Blizz, but with other companies. But Blizz in particular is pretty famous for being fairly ham-fisted when it comes to doling out the justice, as far as they see it. It's just like disappointing.
I pulled back from the WoW private scene pretty heavily. I told my guild I was gonna quit playing for now because my wife didn't want me to associate with it at all, which is reasonable given the fact that a private investigator banged on her door 2 days before Christmas.
2 days before Christmas. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a dark period for the classic WoW scene. But then something pretty incredible happened.
I want to take a minute. And I want to talk about ice cream.
All right, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to give you some context for where I'm at. I'm sitting in a Starbucks in between my work and my home, where I would do some office work outside of my actual office because I have a sales job and I drive around and all that kind of stuff. So I'm watching BlizzCon in this Starbucks with my headphones in, and this dude says ice cream. And I start freaking out.
Ice cream is great. Ice cream is one of my favorite desserts. Personally, I love chocolate and I love cookies and cream. Cookies and cream is actually my all-time favorite dessert. But I understand that for some of you, your favorite flavor is vanilla.
It's a grown man sitting in a Starbucks watching an international convention for a video game company, and he starts crying. Some dude who he used to really not like said vanilla. And this is kind of where I wanted to land. Because why would a grown man cry about a video game coming out? It doesn't make any sense, especially one that's already come out. Why am I having such a visceral, emotional reaction to this game? And I think it's because this game, for many of us, has been life for a long time. Some of my best friends in life I met in Azeroth, in World of Warcraft, the original version, and I still have them today. I'm still raiding with a number of them today in Classic that I raided Naxxramas with in 2005. It's insane the amount of relationships we can build in this world, and I just wanted to have it back. And we got it back. Now, whether it was the same as it was back then is a whole different video, and maybe we'll get into that soon, but man, I'm glad that Blizzard made Classic. It's been an incredible experience, and this story has been really cool. And it's not going to end here either. TBC is coming and new stories are going to be told, and I'm excited to do those as well. But I just want to take some time as we make this transition from Classic to TBC that I get to tell this story finally for the first time of my experience being on the front lines of pushing for Classic to begin with. And I wanted to also say thank you. If you're watching this, if you've watched any in Nostalrius, if you played on Nostalrius, if you signed the petition, even if you didn't do any of those and thought that we were fools, I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this story of mine, but also to be a part of this community of World of Warcraft and what it can mean to people. So thanks for coming with me on this story and learning a little bit more about this background in the stories about me, and I look forward to talking to you guys more soon. See ya.
Wow. That breaks my heart. He's such a nice person. Like, you can tell he's just wears his heart on his sleeve. And it just hurts to see that. Hey, Freezer. Good night, mate. Thank you for hanging out till the end of that. Get some good sleep, mate. Ice, for you, that's the reason that you think companies do all the shutdowns and cease and desist that they do, so they can release their product to get all the money back for themselves. If it was enough to make a man cry about something that already came out. I cried about it too when it came out, I won't lie. And perhaps I've got an interesting view on it, I think. Just because I work in sales and marketing, my career is in sales and marketing, so the way that businesses operate, I understand them reasonably well, because I've been doing that for a while. And what I can tell you 100% is that whenever, let's say in this case, a private server starts up for World of Warcraft, they actually have to send a cease and desist to protect their IP. They could love that server, they could think it's a great idea, but they would still need to send a cease and desist as a company, because what happens is if they don't, it actually has them lose their intellectual property. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but they actually have to do it. Like, they don't have a choice in law. They actually have to enforce their intellectual property. So from that side of things, I understand. At the same time, I don't think it's enforcing intellectual property to communicate with your community, right? And this is one of the issues that we see with Blizzard, that they tend to be quite recalcitrant about actually sharing information. And I'm not talking about things like new IPs coming out and what their plans are for the future. I can understand that they would need to keep some reasonable amount of wraps on there, but at the same time, if you're talking about sentiment and saying that you've heard the community and that you're taking that on board and that you have something in place to have a proper serious look at it, that costs the company nothing to do. And that was, I think, one of the most disappointing things that actually happened in that period of time between when they demanded that Nostarius shut down, and Nostarius did so in good faith to try and help make Blizzard consider giving the community that they were a part of an official vanilla server. The silence between that and when they actually came out with it was to some degree not really necessary at all. But you didn't know they were required to do something like that. Yes. So that's a very straightforward law with business, that if you have an intellectual property and if you don't know, obviously you're not going to be able to enforce your intellectual property if you don't know that someone else is using it. But the second that you catch wind of someone using your stuff, if you want to retain the rights to your intellectual property, need to actively get them to stop in some way or another. Hey Mikey, how you doing? I'm going to close this down because we finished watching. Poor Nano. I'm going to have to send him a message on Twitter later. I really wanted to save that to have a bit of a chat about it and see it on stream with you guys. Yeah, what did you think, Mike? That kind of broke my heart a little bit. Just give me 1 second while I log back onto WoW. Just give me 1 second here. But, he's a nice guy, isn't he? He really is. He's a lovely guy. He loves the game. He loves the community. He's very passionate about it, you can see. And I think he got the short end of the stick just because of his good nature, to be honest. No, it didn't surprise me either. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on Nostarius as well. It was pretty amazing. I really loved it. I loved what they were trying to do. And, one of the things that they brought up in the actual video, just in terms of, you know, just in terms of like the stats and the numbers and like the number of gold sellers they banned and the number of people just misbehaving that they banned, you know, and the botters that they banned, like, you know, they were so good at managing that. It was insane. And then you sort of compare that to what we have in Classic, and you know that they're removing some, but you would never see that level of fuckery on Nostarius. Yeah, it was the first really big mega server, wasn't it? It was amazing. Let me start this timer back up again and we'll chat while we get back to this run. Yeah, look, I was a big fan. I think it was sort of about that time that I really rediscovered like enjoying the game. You know, I got so much respect for Nano and the crew. They did some amazing work. I feel sick that like a PI was like literally banging on their door. Like that just, it was completely unnecessary. Like all they needed to do was reach out to these guys and they would have known what they needed to know, you know? Just that they got so crappy about them doing something with Elysium. Like that was, you know, that was a product of their own inaction at the time. Like they just like pretended it would all go away, you know, and what they started to look at in terms of the start of Classic, they elected to not share with anyone outside the company. So, you know, to some degree they did it to themselves. It's like, it's not fair that they you know, caused that sort of outcome where the community thought that they weren't going to do anything and they weren't serious about it. And then, you know, they get mad that the people in the community like Nano, they've gone, well, it doesn't look like Blizzard's doing anything, we'll continue on. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, as someone that works as a professional in business, in sales, in marketing, customer service, communication, being genuine, being open, having your heart in the right place, talking to people with respect, talking to them like real people. I mean, these are like basics of good business management, you know, between companies, between people. It's not that hard. I know some people think that it's hard. It's only hard like if you decide to put on a front or not pretend, you know, or pretend to be someone that you're not, etc., etc. So it just boggles the mind that you know, Blizzard, well, they do it now too, I guess, but at that point in time in the past was, you know, not being very effective in terms of the way that they were communicating with the Classic community. And then instead of them going, oh, well, we should have, you know, done this a bit better, actually hired a PI to go and track these guys down. Yeah. I have friends in Blizzard. Like, I appreciate that they've given this game that we love. But it's a business, and like any business, including, you know, the business that I work for, there's always ways to improve and do better. And that is definitely something where I think that they can do better. They do an okay job, but, you know, it's definitely an area that's lacking. Oh, are you serious? Fuck you. That is, I hate you. Oh my god. Oh shit. I got no mana. Get him, kitty. Stuff you, like, I can't swear. Oh my god. This is bullshit. I'm just gonna stand here so my pet doesn't get angry. Why would you do this to me? Shit, here we go. What do you... Is this your idea of entertainment now? Because it's funny. That's great. Don't kill my cat. Oh my god. This DPS is just pathetic. Hang on, I gotta. Oh shit! No, cat. Fucking hell. Why is the aggro radius on the cat so big? I hate you, Mike. I just want you to know that. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. Yeah, get it away from the other dude. I need to eat. Okay. Oh shit. Go cat. Go cat. Oh shit. Oh shit. No. No. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, 5 seconds on the pot. 5 seconds on the pot. Oh. I can bandage. Hang on. Oh my god. Do not, Mike. Do not. Oh god, come on. What can I do to come on. Oh yeah. Oh, it dodged. Oh my god. Why would you do this to me? I thought we were friends. Has it been 5 minutes? Shit. Oh my god, don't you start now, Ray. Where's my Ravager pet? I am not leveling to 70 with a Ravager pet. Thank you. Have you seen those things swimming? Why would you do that to me, Mike? Why would you do that to me? Have you no heart? It's five minutes now, surely. Yeah? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Do not hit. Alright, just one more. Just this one. You do it for the people. You are so selfless. Wow. Much selfless. Is there a point? I don't think so. Like if I in all seriousness, Ray, if I was going to do a Ravager, I would get one of the low-level Ravagers in pre-patch and level it to 60 to get all the loyalty points. I think there's too much. Oh shit! There's too much of a loss. There's too much of a penalty. Ray, do not look at the channel points, Ray. Do not. You've probably got like a bazillion channel points by now, and like the thought of what you would do with them is legit making me sweat. Oh my god, I survived. It's 5 minutes, man. Haha. Mikey. Shit. I actually can't out DPS this guy regenerating, which is pathetic. Okay. That's it, we're done. Give me my freaking arrows back. Hate you so much. I actually love you, but not as much as before. Oh, I feel so good. Arrows. Happy days. So, Mike, how are you? My ex-friend. You're good? No. You're still my number one lad. You're good. Number two lad, actually, because like I've known Ray longer and he doesn't sass me like you do. Just saying. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I can't argue with that. I was talking earlier about how I was looking forward to playing on Earth Fury after launch. It's going to be great. Yeah, Mikey's in the guild that I'll be playing in. That's why he's on here giving me a hard time, apparently. Hey Dylan, how's it going? Nah, no target. It normally works a lot better without the without target of target. Normally my macro is a little bit more elaborate, but they're not working properly on the beta, unfortunately. Yeah, you feeling a bit traumatized? The way I've got it set up is that it's still actually, it's probably, in a way you're definitely right. Like it's set up at the moment for classic, in that the range is range and melee is whatever's closest to me at the time that I hit the macro. It's less of an issue with BC, obviously, but because I've used it for so long, it's kind of weird to do it a different way. I do have other macros courtesy of my speedrunning fam, but like I just don't see the point. Oh, you are? We've got some plans for the guild. I'm excited. I won't lie, I was a little anxious with the changing of the guard as to how that was going to affect the guild going into BC, but I am excited to be playing with you guys regardless of how it looks. I did promise, and it's not just because I promised, it's because I am genuinely looking forward to playing with you guys. It's going to be awesome. Guys in the same boat as me going, oh my god, I need to kill like 5 bajillion of these dudes. The drop rate is not great. No, that's not happening, Ray. We had this conversation last time. I said it for the fundraiser last year, and that is the only time you're ever going to hear me say it again. Yeah, the guy's doing good, Dylan. I've got all the routing mapped out to 64. I've also managed to get the WoW Pro add-on recorder working in beta, but unfortunately WoW Pro itself as an add-on is not working in the beta, so I'm not 100% sure whether the quest IDs are correct. If they are, then that's great. Once they get it working, I'll be able to just basically release the routing pretty easily. But if not, then I'll just have to like do a run from 60 to 70 and just record it again. It might be a little bit scuffed because we're not going to have a huge amount of time now between now and launch, but I'll do my best. Thank you, Mike. I'm actually out of water. Can you guys just excuse me for 1 second? I actually need to go grab some water because I'm out. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Thank you. I just grabbed it. Hang on. It was actually good that you did that because I've been meaning to actually grab some water and I hadn't. So in other news, guys, I was chatting to Joanna earlier today. He is back on board. I mean, I think I've mentioned before, he's already working on the BC guides for Horde. And of course, he's got an Alliance one as well, but we both know mine's going to be better. Haha. But then again, his Horde one's always better than mine, so there you go. But yeah, I was chatting to him earlier today. So he is starting the Twitch back up this evening, our time. So looking forward to that. He's not going to be chatting on the Twitch. What he's going to do is he's going to do a restream of his old 1 to 60 just while he's working on BC and just like chat in the chat. So if you are looking for a Horde side guide or update for BC, that's going to be your first opportunity to get in touch with him directly while he's working on it. I'll host him later on this evening when I'm finished with my run. He should be up by then. I told him it better be good because I need routing for the Horde player after the run to 70 at launch. I'm gonna need some Horde pathing. I don't have it. I'm relying on him, and I'm relying on Tommy and Zarant and Tactics to get their shit together and have something Horde side. Yeah, you did, Ray. I will definitely be like providing as it becomes available, and I know that it's a good solid guide. I'll definitely punch out news about any of the leveling guides for BC Classic. Is there any way you can see my melee weave macro? Yeah, I can show you. Hang on, let me just grab it. Okay. So I've got two. Let me just pause this. I'm sure you guys won't mind if I just pause the timer while I do this. Hold on. So macros are here. Oh no, you're welcome. So I've got three. So I've got my bow macro, which is on my mouse up, and that's just straight up, you know, just attack when I roll the mouse up. It's just auto shot. And it's got the exclamation mark on it so that it doesn't toggle it. It just always cast auto shot on. There's no on, off. So you can just spam it and it will just try and dump auto shot immediately. And then the other one is the melee macro that you were asking about. And this is the one, this is not the same one that I use on Classic. I had to modify it to work on TBC. That's on my mouse wheel down. And what that does is it clears the target. So normally I'll have something targeted that I'm doing at range. It'll clear that target like that, turns it off. And then it targets enemy. So it'll target the closest enemy in front of me and then cast Raptor Strike at the highest level. And the reason that Raptor Strike is there first is because Raptor Strike isn't on a GCD. So it will cast instantly and then start attack. Which is then like your auto melee. So what I will normally do, so I've got like a mob like this, I'll just send the pet in so I can just do this with impunity. So I will do the auto shot and that'll just start auto shot. I can scroll the wheel up and it will just keep shooting. And then for melee, it's just, and because the Raptor Strike's not on a global, it will just fire it straight away. Let me just go grab this dude. I'll just have aggro on that. So what happens when I got two like this? I can shoot either. I can tab target to pick one. But the nice thing about the melee, when I wheel down, it will just grab whichever's closest. So all I've got to do, wheel down, tab, auto shot, wheel up, wheel down, it's done. I'm going to kill my pet because I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. And then, yeah, I'm definitely saving the Boglord tendrils. I've made a note of that in the guide as well. And then this is the other one here, which is the clip macro, which I've got keybound to wheel 5. So I have this separate because wing clip uses a bit of mana. Where is it? So it still uses 80 mana and inflicts 50 damage. And obviously you can spam it because it's got no cooldown. But I don't have that in the melee macro because it's just a waste of mana if you try and do it every single time. And I think it does activate a global from memory, which messes up this macro anyway. But this, if I press 5, in melee range, it's still attempt to cast Raptor Strike if it's available straight away. And then it will cast Wing Clip. And I use this a lot when I'm trying to get out of range of a mob. So it'll still do the same thing as melee does, but it just like bangs in that Wing Clip. And I have it like this just because, you know, the different ranks use a different amount of mana. Actually, I haven't checked that on here. 80, 60, 40, yeah. So, like, if you're really on the dregs, then you'll still get some sort of wing clip applied. It just changes the percentage of movement speed, that's all. So, yeah, that's them. While I'm here as well, Serpent Sting, Steady Shot. This is currently the best 1-to-1 Steady Shot macro available at level 62 for Hunter. Is it? Actually, I need to change to this. I haven't started using it yet. At the moment, so auto shot, kill command, steady shot, kill command. It's a 1-to-1, and it's the best we have at the moment. Actually, I need to put that in because that's what I'm supposed to be using now. That was the whole point of going to Shatrath earlier. So let's just pump that out. That's steady shot auto. Steady shot auto. I think you'll agree that's pretty sweet. Alright, let me put the timer back on. And you're very welcome, Dylan. Mike, yeah, I'll have the Holy Pally and the Hunter. So the Hunter's the one I'm leveling at the moment. But I will also level a Belf Pally as well, Holy. Yeah, it's reasonable. It's not great. It's not like the old one button macro. But to be honest, I'm not a fan of like the one button macro anyway, so I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, I've already rolled a Horde Hunter. I've had to put it down because I just don't have enough hours in the day to get everything done. But it's at 48 or 49 at the moment on Earth Fury. So I'll finish running that to 60 when I can, and then to 70. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, Mike. It's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I haven't done any dungeons on the beta. I've deliberately like left off the dungeons because I wanted to just enjoy that with the crew. Bubble butter. Are you serious? Oh my god. So there's this thing on the Countdown Guild. The butter, man. The things that I have missed. Honestly. Shit that these guys have done while I wasn't looking. Holy crap. Yeah, Kara testing today. Yeah. Oh no, I know you're serious. That's why it's so funny. How many samples do I need? Oh, I've got all the Hydra samples. I just need the withered boggler ones. Oh, there's another piece. Oh, really? That's a bit rude. You push back from that far away. Still need another 6 of those. What are you making? Another rogue? What's going on? Yeah, but at least I've got experience with the pally, so that's good. So I'm just looking for boglords. I am reading the chat. Just bear with me while I get my shit sorted here. Question from Ray: if you buy a mount on one toon, can you send it to another toon in the mail? You can before pre-patch. If you're talking about getting around the reputation thing, at the moment you can successfully transfer mounts between characters without the receiving character having the required reputation, because the reputation requirement goes away. I haven't read too much about it, but apparently it goes away in the pre-patch, so some sort of workaround. I'm not 100% sure on the exact details, but whatever it is seems to work, and it's got some people pretty happy. Mounts are bind on use, they become bind on pickup in TBC. Yeah, there you go. See? But I think that while they're bind on use in Classic, my understanding is that, like, if you don't have the reputation, you can't use it. But obviously that's no longer an issue in BC. So if you have it in your bags but you can't use it because you don't have the rep in Classic, you will be able to do it if it's in your bags in BC, or in the pre-patch, I should say. I'll put a disclaimer on that. I'm not a mount expert. So just double check before you do anything like that because of the costs involved. But I mean, that's what I'm led to understand is the way that it works. Oh, where are all the boglords? I need one more. There's one. There's two. As someone who spent 2,000 gold on root cloth to write a Kodo, you are such a geek. You're excited about that Kodo. I vaguely remember you going on about that. That was a while ago, I think. Yeah, so Boglord tendrils. Oh, I've got plenty. I still need more. I need fertile spores. And I'll need some of them not Zenger caps, those orange caps for the Sportregard quest. One more withered boglord, for God's sakes. Come on. Yeah, I think the ram's pretty cool. Yay, finally got the last one. So I just need 4 more steam pump parts. Is that one there? Yes, it is. This is for the engineering quest. And for 3 more. They don't sparkle. It's very sad. So you kind of have to know what they look like. So this is the last bit of the Deadmire to do. And for parts. Oh, there's one. Every time I go to mount up, one appears. Oh, there's 2. This is the last 2 I need. So we're going to finish this bit here. And yeah, that's the last one. And then we're going to go to Telrador and turn all this shit in. That was a little bit slow, but that's because we're like talking so much shit. Was that Pally going engineer for the ability to trinket? Wow. That's sweatier than I would do. Like I will freely admit that. I know that sounds stupid because like I speedrun and like speedrunners like by definition do some pretty stupidly sweaty things. But like honestly, when it comes to just playing the game, I just like to play the game. Like I'm happy to get pointed in the right direction for like equipment and stuff and what to do. But I'm more keen on just playing with friends. Oh, I left my parachute cloak on the entire time. Wow. Oh, that didn't quite work, you know. I thought I was summoning my cat and I was making another bandage. Right. Go. And some of this stuff in. Nice. Happy days. 1/3 of the way. I stuck on. Ah, the pole. Okay. See if I can not fuck this up this time. Yay. Oh, I'm on a pole. Yay. Okay. So I've done Deadmire. So I jumped off the wrong direction. That's cool. I'm having a good run at the moment. I've made a lot of mistakes on this run. It's all the stuff you don't normally get to see. It's like you watch me like doing a speedrun just going, oh my god, she's so professional, she knows what she's doing. And it's just like the 500 runs beforehand where like I just keep doing stupid shit that you don't get to see. And I'm just like, yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah, totes profesh. Totes know what I'm doing 100%. This is what it looks like when you're still working out your routing. Oh, we're 1/3 of the way there, so that's good. This is the second tune. I've already got one tune at 64. This is the second tune I'm pushing to 64. Going to have another run through Telrador, and then we're going to push on to the next zone, etc, etc. Let me just get my buffs on. But you're opposite of me when it comes to playing the game. You're pretty sweaty apart from leveling. You're going to enjoy leveling. Well, you know, that's the thing. It's nice to have options, right? Like, that's the thing for me. I enjoy leveling over and over and like squeezing those little optimizations out. Like they make me a happy camper, my happy place. And I'm cool with that. But yeah, unlike you, like when it comes to dungeons, I mean, I don't want to, you know, inconvenience anyone, but at the same time, I'm pretty cruisy on. I don't want to squeeze like a big pass out of the run. I just want to be a good member of the raid, and that I bring enough quality that you know, we can be confident that the raid's gonna complete, if that makes any sense. So like with up here, with retail, like our guild, like heroic is as much as we do, and that's it. And we're up to Sire Denathrius, and there was like one point during raiding where I actually completely changed my healing playstyle because it wasn't cutting the mustard. It was very old school, and it didn't suit the way that Holy Paladin's now played on retail. And I won't lie, it was really hard to change, but I did because I wanted to make sure that, you know, I wasn't gimping the raid. But I'm not so sweaty that I'm going to do like mythic after mythic after mythic after mythic to get it done as well, you know? You're making it sound like that doesn't mean what I would normally think it means. Judging by the giggling. You're such a juvenile. Oh my god. That's what Aussie's saying here. So I say something isn't cutting the mustard, it's not good enough. Nothing to do with farting. I know that disappoints you, but that's just how it is. You Americans and your juvenile humor. Oh, got drain schematics straight away. Nice. Yeah. You are a juvenile. Well, you know, that's definitely something we both agree on. Lucky you're so adorable. on to the next one. Don't know if I want to have another go at this guy. He's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I love you too, Mikey. You're really awesome. I can't decide whether I want to have a crack at this guy again. It's just painful solo. I think I'll just skip him this time because it just never feels like it's worth it. I'm gonna put it down as if there's someone in the area, team up. Okay. Next steam plant. Where are we about? Coming up to halfway. And we're hour and a half in, 270k. Feels like too much maths for me at the moment. We're operating at a decent clip. These drop naga claws. Ready the naga that do that. Oh. Really? So annoying. Oh yeah, pump the damage. Did I stop the music? I did start it again. Let's put it back on. Next. Inventory is full. Oh. Oh. You're gonna try and have an Oshi? Yeah, you know, I spoke to a few people in the guild. Obviously you've got a few Oceanic players and that's lovely, but I did notice you guys have got a few like shift workers as well that I think would appreciate a bit of an off-time raid, and I think there might be like an opportunity as well to recruit some additional people on the server that like are on off times, which would be pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to get Jay to come over and hang out with us as well. But if that's something that we're legit doing when have we got an idea of the hours that might be happening? Like if I've got an idea of like what the times would be, or you know, maybe the tentative days, I can put something together for it, which I think would be pretty useful. Yeah, okay. If it's local time, that would be Saturday and Sunday morning would work for sure. That I think is like Saturday night, Sunday night, or Friday night, Saturday night, I think, something like that. I know we looked at it at the time. Like I would come play anyway, but it would be really nice to be able to raid as well. Yeah, okay. Oops, too close. Yeah, that's super hype. The hunter. Choo, motherfucker. Yeah, it's about a 12 to 14 hour difference, just depending on like which coast and daylight savings and things like that. Is there a way to get to Netherstorm without a flying mount? Yeah. Blade's Edge. Yeah, got no space. Be a good test to see whether this is personal loot actually. It is. Same system as Classic. PG. Nice. That's actually really good news. No, you don't. Mine. Bag that one. Okay, good luck then. God damn it, I knew he was going to do that. Now I've got to wait. Is there two of them? No, okay. Fine. At least we'll see how long it takes for the name mob to respawn, so that's something. Okay, Ray, you just need to get the Adamite arrow pattern from Stormhold Archer at level 62. What's the DPS on those, Ray? Because the honor hold arrows are like 22. Oh, sorry, these are 22. The honor hold ones I think are 26, which is pretty freaking decent. 43. Okay, yeah, I can see. What do you? I'll have to have a look at those because that's not something I've looked at. The actual upgrades for the gear. Ethan wants to lead the more relaxed group with the Oshi friendly times. Awesome. I will definitely message Ethan then and just check in with him. That would be pretty sweet. I wonder if I can. Can't herbalism these guys at this point. At 62, I mean, I'm not too sure if how you managed to work your way through, but I mean, you can get up into Blade's Edge, like around then without too much trouble. It's just through Oribor up here. And then, yeah. That's a bit of a route. God damn it. Like, I still love you guys. The respawn's pretty quick. I've noticed all the name mobs have been respawning quite promptly. You can die a few times to get that patent so you can sell an auction house the first few days. Expansion, a lot of hunter leveling. Yeah, fair enough. Well, if you get it and you're on Earth Fury, hit me up, man. See what I might do while I'm waiting. Have I got one here? I do. Funk. Rubbish. I'll keep these for the auction house. Someone might need that for some testing. Got him. Where's I should hang up. Stuff. We're running a prop pally there in pre-patch with engineering. Alright, sounds cool. Mental note. Be more aggressive. The guy's so easy, it's kind of embarrassing. Okay. Come and hang out with us. In pre-patch, I think honestly I'm still going to be getting ready for launch, but if I've got time, I'll start leveling the pally. What's that, Maki? You thought I'd plug that countdown looking for officers to fill some roles, want to be part of guild leadership at all? You know, I probably don't, but you thought I'd put it out there. I am happy to help. I just don't want to disappoint if I get busy, but other than that, I would be 100% down to help in some capacity for sure. Okay. You can see it in the info tab of the guild Discord. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you for letting me know. That all there, Mr. Igrado. Yeah. I'll have a real good look at it. If I put my hand up for something, then you know it'll be because I know that I will allocate the time. What it would probably mean is that I would need to probably quit modding the classic community hardcore or something, so I've got the time. But they've got literally got 10 mods on there, so I think I can I can do that without gimping the community. It's a fairly well behaved community, which helps a lot. I'm so sad that there's just not the flasks and consumables on the beta aren't available anymore. Basically filling up the info tab where I think people. Okay, cool. Now I'll have a good read of that. I'm gonna actually finish up this run fairly shortly. Because I'll be keen to get a decent night's sleep. I was up late last night. How many more do I need, or is that finished? Is that all of them? On here? Yeah, it's done. Alright, cool. So at this point I would normally now ride south, go do some stuff. And then hearth back to Telrador, but I'm just gonna bypass that and just hearth back from here, because I've already been to Shetra. I'll hearth back to Telrador. I'm gonna turn these quests in. That freaking Clocon, so it's got the countdown happening. then we're going up here. So after this, I'm going to Oregon Harborage. Right, cool. So it's gonna jump down here. Oregon. Okay, that was a little less crappy than last time. I'm a fan. Alright, I'm gonna leave the run here and we're gonna continue this tomorrow. And you get a decent night's sleep. I will check out the info for the guild. Mikey, thank you very much for letting me know. I appreciate it. And what else I appreciate is you guys hanging out, dropping in, saying howdy. Thank you to Fraser for the raid earlier. And also thank you to Tenragon for the raid earlier as well. Thank you, Mikey, for dropping in. Thank you, Ray, for hanging out all day. You're a trooper as always. You guys have a wonderful rest of the evening or the day, depending on where you are. I will see you tomorrow and we'll finish smashing out this run. Cheers.